Greetings and welcome to another edition of Top 10 Worst Ofs, the best in worst ofs to be found anywhere. I'm your host for today's intrepid endeavor. My name is Ali Tabooger, and what a pleasure it is. Today's Top 10 Worst of list is life-changing. It's going to be an epiphany, maybe even two epiphanies. Multiple epiphanies abound. The possibility of multiple epiphanies abounds with this list. And today's top 10 worst of is top 10 worst things my cat psychic told me. I'm big, heavy into cat psychics, cat whispers. I got, I think it's an integral part of pet ownership with cats, especially. They're so inscrutable and so difficult to figure out that I think it's nearly essential to take that extra step to make sure that the relationship is helpful and mutually beneficial, or to protect yourself against the scheming mentality of the feline species. Just trust me on this. Don't ask me any more questions. Don't question what I'm saying on this one. In reality, I usually encourage people to question because I have serious doubts about my own viability as a rational person, somebody forward-facing rationality could be easily called into question by anybody who's watched any of these episodes, certainly. Shut up. And schizo, maybe. I doubt it. I'm pretty unassuming in real life. I don't think that I've ever done anything to, actively harm anyone, even in the slightest. I'm a cuddly little fringe element type. Not your... I've tried my best to help instigate a revolution in our society based on empowering what's good in people, making them too strong intellectually, spiritually, emotionally, physically to dominate by our greed-addled overlords, but never violent, never hurtful. I mean, what does that get you? Nothing. Gets you reprisals and jail time. And I'm not down. I'm just not. If the cost of doing business to try to make the world a better place exclusively relies on violence as the means of getting there, I'm just going to have to say thank you very much, but I pass. And I'm not going to be partisan. I'm not playing that game anymore. It's a no-win situation for the working class and the poor and the middle class and indie businesses that are getting crashing by the powers that be. It's no good. It's a failed policy. It's like the prohibition in the 1920s, and people started to see it was only just committing more funds and power to the most criminal elements within our society. And it still continues to do that with the new prohibition, which is drugs. And by most criminal elements of society, of course, I'm referring to the CIA. Don't tell them I said so. All right, so top 10 worst things my cat psychic told me today. But before we get, down with the real nitty-gritty, it's time to give a shout out to some of our commercial sponsors. Oh, hang on a second. Things are my clickables are slowing down to a crawl here. Um, from the producers of the movie Night of the Living Dead, it's Night of the Living Dude, coming soon to a major motion picture indoctrination center near you. It's a dude thing in something. The dude could be the dude from Big Lebowski, maybe, to make it almost funny. Night of the Living Dude. And come on down to Cosmic Donald's with Peace, Love, and Happy Meal. Quarter ouncer, the Spleef Mac, the Ed McSpleefin, and the Crack Rock Shake for stoners with munchies. Only open between 1 a.m. and 6 a.m. It's Cosmic Donald's. I don't. This is from the Ernest Hemingway's great lost masterpiece has been uncovered and now released from the writer of Old Man in the Sea. It's Old Man in the KFC. It's a story of an old fisherman guy who, has a bad day out on the boat and is hungry and he comes back in. And so for dinner, he goes to a KFC drive-thru. Old Man in the KFC. And the Soylent Company, who brought us Soylent Green made from people, as some of you might remember, now brings us a variety of color-coded Soylents and foodstuffs, including Soylent Green, which is made out of people, Soylent Magenta, which is made out of hot dog water, Soylent Beige is made out of puppy dogs, and Soylent Brown, that you don't want to know. And new fetal veal, the most tender version of veal, fetal veal, features cows that the minute baby cows are birthed, they go right into the frying pan and cooked up for the most tender veal of all time, because there's no man-made pen that can be more confining or atrophy those muscles into sweet, tender tidbits than being encased in the bovine womb. So fetal veal, taste the flavor wave. The ultimate in tender veal. All right, so that takes care of our sponsors for today. Top 10. Woo! Top 10 worst. Woohoo! Worst things my cat psychic told me. Number 10. Cat is actively planning to scratch my nads off as payback for neutering. Ouch. Not fun. But I wouldn't put it past a cat. That's what cats are all about. Cats are the living embodiment of evil and social dysfunction and detachment. Number 9 of the top 10 worst things my cat psychic told me. This one, he told me on our most recent visit earlier this afternoon. Cat is conspiring with goldfish and hamster to overthrow me and take over the apartment. Uh-oh. That's not going to be good. Number 8, the top 10 worst things my cat psychic told me. Cat is secretly ordering fertilizer and cold medicine on my account under my name to red flag me as a terrorist/meth dealer. I think that a lot of people are going to be sort of dismissive of what my cat psychic is telling me, but, that's on your own dime. Currently, domestic cats are responsible, each and every one of them, for about 5 pounds of non-biodegradable kitty litter, along with Chi-Chis and Lalas, folded into the litter itself, wrapped up in the thickest plastic bag conceivable, and dumped into landfills, where I believe long term there will be toxoplasmosis, like a super ultra mega uncurable toxic plasmosis that develops inside these bags, and as they get punctured in the landfill, it'll all just seep into the water table, and we'll all get exterminated from a new virulent, unstoppable version of toxoplasmosis from the cats and their kitty litter in the landfills. You know it's true. I mean, if you think of cats, I don't see how people think of cats as cuddly. They're plotting, they're scheming. Cats are scheming little skeevy creatures. I mean, they got, back in their formative years, the Egyptians treated them like gods or some stupid ass something, godlike creatures. And what do you get from that? You get a bunch of detached animals that look at humans as their emergency food resource. In case they run out of canned food, they can just eat their human. I've seen it. I see it in their eyes all the time. Number 7 of the top 10 worst things my cat psychic told me. Cat takes dead birds and brings them as offerings to enemies of mine. That's part 1. This is a tie, number 7. And the other, tell them cats plan to eat me when I die. I said that in the previous one. In fact, that's a fact. Cats, if their owners die, the cats will eat them. Dogs would rather die and starve themselves to death than eat their masters, even if the animated essence is left the building. Elvis has left the building, but the dogs won't eat you. But the cats, they will eat you. They will. I'm firmly convinced that cats will consume a dead master without any remorse at all. Number 6, top 10 worst things my cat psychic told me. Cat is responsible for 9/11 and is a high-ranking member of Al-Qaeda. See, a lot of people would be dismissive of that again. They don't see the inherent evil in the cat species and will suffer greatly for their ignorance and obliviousnesses. Yes. Oh, yes. I got nothing to lose. I've lived a good life. I've had my time on this godforsaken hellhole of a planet. So, hey, what the hell? If the cat race finally decides to rise up and overthrow their human surrogates, so be it. Whatever's clever. Number 5 of the top 10 worst things my cat psychic told me. Scary ass stuff, really. Cat supports ICE. All cats support ICE. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be the one to bust the news on you like a I can't. I'm not going to say it. Bust a nut all over your neck and chest. All right, so I said it. Not good. That's rude. I apologize. But my apology is totally disingenuous. I don't really apologize. I couldn't care less. All you cat owners and stuff deserve ultimate rudeness. Because it is your complicity, your complacency, and, it has basically turned our collective backs and ignoring the cat disaster that's about to be launched upon us. And deservedly so. Has the human race really done anything that collectively can be considered good enough to overcome the amount of harm that we've created in this world. I mean, if we were if we were scoring all of the good activities versus all the bad activities, I think that the bad activities would far outweigh the good activities because they're higher point values. Number 4 of the top, cat supports ice though. I can see it in their eyes when the story comes on about an ice beating or shooting or anything like that. The cat perks up and crawls, skulks directly in front of the television and watches intently. It's almost like they have a glowing sort of aura around them when they're watching these stories, and you can tell the cat is pro ice all the way, 100%. Number 4, the top 10 worst things my cat psychic told me. I mean, I didn't need my psychic to tell me that one. That one I knew. But this next one, number 4, the cat psychic told me that cat has 1,000 a day coke habit. Now, it's a small creature relatively, so 1,000 a day coke habit on a relative basis compared to a human being, if you translate it like you do human years to dog years to compute how old dogs really are, and you get the 1,000-day coke habit, it's like in human terms, it would be like a $250,000 a day coke habit for a human. Because a human is like about, I don't know, 70, 80 times bigger than a cat. And so, I mean, just multiplies it by 80 times, 100 times the amount of dollars per cat coke habit. And it comes out to be exactly $250,000. Number 3 of the top 10 worst things a cat psychic told me. Cat has figured out rudimentary Alexa commands to get pay-per-view on demand and have dairy products delivered. Which, I audit my books every month. So I see it, but I haven't figured it out until my cat psychic told me. And so I've been, on top of having to incur all of these expenses, I've had to go to the mattresses with all the customer service people over at Alexa saying, like, hey, man, like, I never ordered any of this stuff, dude. And they're like, oh, yeah, dude. And I'll be like, no way, dude. And they're like, uh-huh. And, so now I spend hours on a weekly basis trying to hash it out with the Alexa customer support robots. And it's a real waste of time on top of the money that I lose. Because they have the pictures now of the deliveries and the times when the orders were taking place and all kinds of stuff that makes it more and more difficult, increasingly difficult to get satisfaction. Little customer service lines and automation, stuff like that, has a real, sort of noticeable stench of the bread lines and toilet paper lines and stuff like that the Soviet Union was experiencing during their, time of collapsing. Not having human beings on the other end of a customer service, waiting for hours and hours for customer service, only to get disconnected, when you're number one in the queue, and having to start all over again. These are, you could draw absolutely equivalent parallels between what we're going through in customer service and what the Soviets had to go through to get bread and toilet paper. And it's a sign. It's like a ubiquitous, universal sign of a superpower collapse that we've yet to even sort of collectively recognize or admit. But it's the same, really. Number 2, the top 10 worst things my cat psychic told me. Cat makes non-PC posts, non-politically correct posts on my social media and gets me mega canceled with all the, alt-left people. Now, I've seen some of these posts and they are completely out of line and totally counterintuitive to my goals in life and opposing what my actual views are. And, I've been wondering for a long time why, I've had my business threatened, thievery, and tons and tons of lies and toxic behavior directed towards me over the years. And now I know it's my cat that's behind all of it with these postings. But here's the number one, by far, of the top 10 worst things my cat psychic told me. Cats are MAGA. Oh no. MAGA. Cats are MAGA. Sorry. Cats are totally MAGA, dude. Look at them. You can tell by looking at them. They're totally down. Many of them are going to the 250th anniversary / Trump birthday party, regardless of whether or not Bret Michaels pulls out of the performance. Bret Michaels. Hi, I'm Bret Michaels. I never was worth anything, and now here it is 40 years later, and I'm even 40 times less relevant. Rotten bastards. All right, that's all the time we got for today's top 10 worst things. This is actually, I think, one of the most productive and informative and insightful top 10 worst things I've ever done. I've ever been associated with publicly or in a Turkish bathhouse. What a pleasure it's been to be here and to live long enough to have delivered these incredibly insightful and powerful top 10 lists, especially today's I think was off the chart grand slam home run. Tuning in next time, we got a lot of good top 10 worst subs coming up. We got let's see here, top 10 things that aren't crotch rot. Top 10 worst songs of the Eagles. That's going to be a good one. There's going to be a lot of toes going to be stepped on with that one. Top things to do with Madonna's cadaver or the discharged body parts of her face. Top 10 Dustin Hoffman lookalikes. Top 10 worst Dustin Hoffman lookalikes coming up soon. Top 10 video game based movies. Top 10 achievements of Bono. Gonna maybe even have to expand that to top 20. I don't know. Top 10 all-time dry humps. Get top 10 worst examples of the end of economic mobility. That has to be a real good one. Top 10 worst hair bands. Well, that might be a good one. Some of these others have been made up. Top 10 worst hair bands. Don't miss a freaking single minute of top 10 worst of. You miss a little, you miss a latte. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. And, thanks for that special je ne sais quoi that you're infusing into our society at large. Uh, your humanness is the gift that keeps on giving. And I mean that with some degree of authenticity. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for being a part of, the solution instead of being part of the problem. We'll catch you next time, all right?